I must say, pretty disappointed. That wasn't very cash money of you. Authenticity is overrated. You're living in the past, man. Granted, sure, when and where a lot of these dishes were created, they made do with what they had, and that was that. But does making the original, the authentic version, make it the best version? I think not. I say use whatever you got, and if it's close and if it's tasty, that's the best version. But with that said, this being the internet and all, one of the most hotly debated dishes, carbonara. Carbonara? According to the internet, authentic carbonara is only allowed to consist of spaghetti, guanciale, pecorino romano, eggs, and charcoal. Black pepper. You want to use cream? Right to jail. Garlic? Jail. Penne? Jail. Bacon? Believe it or not, jail. Doctor, they won't let me out. Now this is supposed to be a quick and easy meal with what you got and ideally how you like it. So I'm going to give you a guideline to make your own carbonara your own way, and there's no shame because this internet guy says you could do it. So to begin, we need some fatty pork. Traditionally and ideally, you'd use guanciale, which is cured pork cheek. Lots of fat, lots of salt. But if you don't have that, next would be pancetta, which is like non-smoked Italian bacon. Now both of these cuts aren't all that common, unless they are for you. So the next best thing that's common for me is bacon. And according to some people, the thought of bacon will disqualify this for being carbonara, but you do you. So to start off, we're gonna cut about 250 grams of bacon, which is about half of this. And then we're gonna cut this into some nice chunks, some nice cubes, small bite-sized pieces. And when we have all our bacon chopped up, we'll bring it over to the stove. Using a skillet of choice, I like this guy right here. Gonna put a splash of olive oil. We'll get our bacon onto our pan. Then we're gonna cook this from cold at medium. What this allows is the fat to render out slowly and kind of deep fry in its own fat. That sounds good. And we'll let that do its thing. And as we let our bacon go, we're gonna get our water ready for our pasta. Now, how much salt do we need for our pasta water? You know, they say salty as the ocean, but I've never drank from the ocean. So instead, for every liter of water, we're gonna use 7 grams of salt. And now, just before our bacon is just about finished, feeling a little frisky, want to rebel against the status quo, you could add some aromatics. Like some garlic maybe. Just don't tell anybody. I don't want to go to jail. How do you not put garlic on this? Garlic on everything. Then once your bacon gets done to your doneness that you like, a little chewy, a little crispy, we're gonna turn off the heat and let it cool down. We don't want it too hot when we mix it with our pasta and our sauce. You don't want to end up with scrambled eggs, unless you do. And now for our pasta. Our water is just about boiling now. I'll be using spaghetti. If you got any other pasta, use it. It's only noodles. But I'm gonna be using 400 grams of spaghetti here. Typically 100 grams of pasta per serving. Seems to work out okay. Alright, so while we wait for our pasta to cook, we're gonna need to make our sauce, which will need a mixing bowl. We're going to need to grate in 1 cup of hard cheese. Pecorino Romano is usually the traditional choice, or you can mix that with Parmigiano-reggiano, or you could use just Parmigiano-reggiano because that's all you got. So grate about a cup until your heart feels like it's a cup. That looks to be about a cup. Let's see my heart measuring skills. Yeah? Pretty good. Maybe a little more. Then we'll need 4 eggs. Then we're gonna put in a lot of black pepper. Right, this is about half a teaspoon here. Again, if you want more, if you want less, it's up to you. And then, just need to whisk it all together. And that's it for our carbonara sauce. We'll check back in with our pasta. So you can see if this is done by throwing it at the wall or something. Weirdo. Or you could just eat it like a normal person. If you like it al dente or a little soft, you do you. Alright, so once our pasta is done, you could quickly strain it. If you got one of these pasta pots, very convenient. So what we're going to do, we're going to pour pasta right into our bacon and our bacon fat. Ooh, yeah. Toss that real good. Get all of our noodle all mixed together with that grease. Then with our egg cheese mix, we are gonna slowly stream in about a couple tablespoons of our starchy pasta water. This will temper our eggs so we don't end up with scrambled eggs, unless you're into that kind of thing. Then we'll throw this in the pan and mix everything. So ideally, the residual heat from bacon, the residual heat from our cooked pasta, will basically cook our eggs just enough where they're glossy, but not too much where they get hard and become scrambled eggs. And at this point, if it's still not creamy enough for you, you could add a touch of cream. Really depends on what kind of pork you use. The fattier it is, the more fat you'll have, the creamier it'll get. But this seems to be just good enough for me. So no gel. No gel. So give this a little taste. Oh, this cute little fork. Just a pinch of salt. And then I believe we're good to go. And that's it. What do we do here? Supposed to twist? That didn't really work. Yeah, sure. Look at this. Nice and glossy. Not chunky. It's good. See how this is together with our bacon. To those who say you can't use bacon, what are they talking about? What are they talking about? That slaps. So here's a version of carbonara. Now it might not be the same authenticity as those Italian coal miners, but this is authentic carbonara to me. So I hope you give this a shot. It's quick, it's easy, it's super delicious. But really, at the end of the day, it's really not authentic to the origins of the pasta. But it's about being authentic to the present. Being authentic to your true self and whatever you have in the fridge or it's easy to get to. It's just pasta. What am I talking about? No.